Hello everybody, this is Alex from Hardcore Guides, moving my guide for Devil May Cry 4 on Dante Must Die difficulty. Today we're doing Mission 6 entitled Resurrection. Pretty sure yeah, okay. I had this problem where this is editing stuff, you guys don't have to worry about this. I would, restart the chapter sometimes if I felt like it wasn't good enough, and then I forgot to edit out the part where I did that. You guys won't get to see that, but I had to skim ahead. I have to check all my videos now to make sure I didn't do anything screwy. So, got a really good shot right there, but unfortunately the other two got away. But I like to use charge shot to stop them in place and let them blow up, and then go in and just attack them and grab them whenever they get blown up, or at least shot with just a regular charged level 3 charge shot. Jeez. One other way you can catch these guys is in the air whenever they're about to do their little attack that they do, which is really annoying and weirdly enough, kind of hard to avoid, too. It's really irritating. But luckily, the swordfish are not that difficult, but Agnes's boss fight in a later chapter is a little bit annoying with them. However, by themselves, it's no problem. So, there's that. There's all the fun. Because now we're going to be doing the dice area. And the way the dice works is it goes in a very specific pattern, like 1, 4, 2... At least, I don't think it's random. But for the most part, it goes in a very specific pattern. And if you time it just right, if you hit it on the number that you want, you will guaranteed to get that number. Like right here, I probably I wanted 6. I hit it on number 6, and then I got it. So, I think blue's just a random space, because I think sometimes enemies just appear. I had one playthrough of this mission where I think I landed on a blue space or even a red space, and I got a blitz to spawn. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not touching that one. But since we have time to talk about just literally anything else, because we're doing basically nothing right now, I caved in and I bought Resident Evil 9. Things were going on. I'm like, you know what? I got time. I'll play some Resident Evil 9. Why not? Final thoughts? I think it's pretty good. Oh, by the way, don't try to go over the number here, because for some reason, you're just not allowed to. I don't know why. So, keep that in mind. If you hit like a 6 when you need a 5, you'll just go back 1. It's annoying. I think it's a Dante Must Die only thing that happens, because I don't remember that ever happening in like the easier modes. But anyway, I do think that RE9 is a pretty solid. Maybe 8 out of 10 might be too much, but I thought it was pretty good. The Leon sections were great, and Grace was fine. Although she was really whiny and annoying. But that's the character, not necessarily the gameplay. But now we need to talk about things specifically here. So the Agnes wall fight is very obnoxious, and a lot of the time you just kind of want to stay in the air as much as you possibly can. Also, don't try to actually, attack it during it. I was kind of messing up here a little bit, because I wouldn't really recommend using DT to throw the swords, because even though you do a spin attack, which is nice to have around for the extra benefit of just attacking anybody else that might be around you, that's great and all, but I would just recommend going with a regular throw, so that way you can just have a faster time to kind of react to other things and not be stuck in the animation of throwing specifically. You don't really need to throw the swords for this, but I do it just because it gives you a little bit more extra damage. And even if they do happen to activate DT, these guys are not really much of a problem. But if you do want to use DT for this room, it does help out a lot when it comes to slashing at the swords to stop them from trying to attack you. So that also is something to help as well. For the most part, it's a pretty straightforward, easy boss. It's all about just timing and just keeping yourself in the air long enough so that you don't accidentally get hit by the electric ground. Whenever he's about to activate the electricity, I would suggest just landing back on the ground real quick so that you can just jump again, just to have a little bit more air time. That way you have a second jump just in case. Because most likely by now you probably have air hike, and if you don't have air hike, what the heck are you doing here? You're probably most likely doing a challenge run of your own, I assume. You're probably doing like a no upgrade DMD run, which, if you are, that's insane. Imagine playing DMD, no upgrades, on vanilla DMC4. That would be hell. Already you don't have speed, so that sucks. And then no turbo, which just already sucks even more. I mean, to be fair, people do argue that vanilla is better in some ways, but I prefer special edition. Always will. Even though I grew up with vanilla. Once again, regular, just angel guys, but to be fair, this time it's the gold variant instead of the silver one. So these ones are a little bit more obnoxious. They tend to attack, usually in 3 attacks, especially if they go for a parry shot. But I just do the same thing I do with anything else. And basically just charge up, charge shot level 3, land it so I can pretty much get like a free sort of stun, quote unquote. And what I mean is I just want to try to stop them from doing an attack and keep them distracted with the charge shot so they don't actually do anything else. And then once you kill him, a couple of these guys spawn. This is DMD mode, for God's sakes. Like, what the hell is going on? If this was DMC3, I guarantee you all these silvers and golds would just be in the same room at the same time. But DMC4 is really odd about not making you fight a lot of enemies at once. It's bizarre. I don't know why. I don't know why this game specifically, but I'm just going to assume it's probably the same idea of, like, just making Nero a character because, for people like me who didn't really play a lot of DMC, who are more, into, like, God of War and stuff, it makes sense to have a character like Nero as sort of a way to, a way to bridge into DMC. And I would say it works, but at the same time, you're really kind of, just at least for narrow sections, like, it's not really even all that difficult when you lower the amount of enemies that you have. I mean, I'm playing on Dante Must Die mode. There should be, like, way more enemies than this, just saying. Or at least maybe harder skill enemies, in place of the other ones. I mean, it's a goddamn hack and slash. That's just how something should work. I know I should be talking about the guide, but it's fine. We're doing the same thing we always do with these guys. It's pretty much just attack them from the back, hit them with a charge shot, so that way they can blow up and basically just leave me alone, and try to get my level 3 Exceed, and of course go for Streak with level 3, so that way it can ultimately just destroy the shields. Kind of. It's not perfect, but sometimes it does kind of help just to use a level 3 Streak to kind of just get in and do some damage. Well, I mean, it's preferred you probably attack from the back, not necessarily the front. But if you do have an attack from the front and you want to kind of stagger them a bit more and have... if you just want to mash through the front, DT does work out that way pretty well. Especially, I think, what's it, Combo 3, I think it is? Or Combo 2, where it's... I want to say YY. I'm playing on PlayStation, so kind of weird to say that. But be triangle, triangle... Wait, triangle, triangle, triangle. And I think I've told this story before somewhere, probably on my main channel. But when I first played DMC4, because I didn't really play a lot of DMC at the time, I knew of DMC, but I was unfortunately relatively new to DMC just in playing until 4. I know I was a late bloomer, and I mean late. As far as I know, I never played the other ones beforehand, but I don't know. There's a possibility I might have. I don't think so. I'm going the wrong way. You should be going to the other doors next to the giant portrait. So that's where you're heading to. I don't know what I'm doing. Just kind of being a goof and just completely forgetting what I'm supposed to do. But back then, because I was kind of new to this whole system. When it said to pause, I did not understand what it exactly meant. I was like, what are you talking about? Why would I pause my game during the combo? I didn't know it meant to wait. So, thank goodness I figured that one out, because, man, did I benefit from that a lot, because I got to play Bayonetta, and eventually got to enjoy that. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I remember, like, when Bayonetta was coming out, I played the demo for it. Oh my god, I can't believe I did this. I played the demo for it, and I said, I'm not going to get this fucking game. It's basically just Devil May Cry. Like, it's just a carbon copy of Devil May Cry. Yeah, look, I know. You can hate me all you want, I know. But trust me when I say this, Bayonetta is one of my favorite games nowadays. So, maybe if I didn't say that, if I didn't have that stupid opinion, there's a chance I probably never would have gotten Bayonetta. So, who knows? Because eventually I gave it a shot, and I found out I really liked it a lot. Heck, sometimes I prefer Bayonetta 1 over some DMC games. Some. But, anyway, that's it for this. As always, take care, everybody.